Today I want to talk to you about my Sympathetic Serenity System, where we calm down the sympathetic nervous system in times of stress, worry, overwhelm. Now, that fight or flight thing that happens to us when these things attack us or are around us, or circumstances are things beyond our control, they often warn us to be careful and to have a certain reaction. But I'm talking about when stress and overwhelm get to be too much for you. So one of the first things I tell my clients is to start writing things down in a little journal or a big journal, whatever you prefer. Now, because I write most of the time, I often do not turn to taking pen to paper. I used to a lot, but I found that my thoughts were so much faster than I could write that I wasn't getting the full benefit of it. Now my thoughts are slowing down a little bit and I'm feeling very motivated to get into this book and start journaling again. But if you are like me most of the time and thoughts are coming at a crazy warp pace, you can do it on your computer and just write down what you feel overwhelmed about, what your stresses are. And then once you write them down, then I want you to take each one of them and put like sub things about them that stress you out. For example, we're in a pandemic. I have dogs. The dog's hair got really long. It needed to be groomed. Someone told me that the coronavirus lives on the fur. For X amount of time, you shouldn't take your dogs to be groomed. So those were my little sub things under the title of how am I going to keep my dogs clean and groomed during a pandemic? And that's one of the lesser things that was going through my head. But I'm using that as an example. So, friends, find yourself a journal or start typing and start naming those things that are causing you stress and overwhelm. And then next week, we'll talk about how we start to deal with those feelings that make our heart rate go crazy, that make us shaky and nervous, or that warn us about something, and how to tell the difference. Is this fear, or is this really a situation that demands my reaction to be fight or flight because it's warning me? So when you were writing in your journal, or when you were worried about taking your dogs to be groomed in the middle of a pandemic, do it with love, because it does take some of that little bit of stressor off you, and you feel a little bit better when you lead with love, when you smile under your mask, and when you say to someone, be blessed.